as they look to continue to build on it and see if they can put a little bit more distance here in the second quarter after kind of settling into that game offensively, so to speak, where Allo couldn't really find anything early on. The run game was getting stopped as well, and we'll see if that can be adjusted here in the second quarter.
Take a look at our first quarter stats, courtesy of Nick Rice, filling in for our regular statistician tonight. Nick will
Statistician?
Stat guy, same thing.
Hey, stat guy. Come on, do math.
Hey, you got something on in there? Okay, let me get you a little caught up on a round
Good old Nick Rice, the voice of the RCC Tigers, who are in action at home next week against El Camino. 2nd and 10 here. Plant going to roll out to the near side of the field and complete the pass to, once again, that looks like Wimberly. And that'll be 9 yards pickup through the air. And upcoming is a 3rd and short for Chaffey College. Like I was saying, as far as stats go, Dustin Allo from Mounties, 5 of 9, 82 yards and a touchdown. Tolbert, 5 rushing attempts for 10 yards and a touchdown. And of course, Gilchrist, that lone reception for 53 yards and a touchdown for the Mounties. They lead 13-3. We're just underway from the second quarter. It's an offside, another free play for Plant in the offense, and this time he overshot his intended receiver. It was number 6, Michael Roberts, who couldn't haul it in, but this is going to give Chaffey a first down anyways. 3rd and 1. The 5-yard penalty going to move the ball up to the 44. But it's going to move the chains for the Panthers.
You know, I'm looking over these stats here for the Panthers, and I thought Birdsong was without a doubt their leading rusher. Actually, right now, there's quite a handful of rushers on the team with Telfy and Mullen and Hampton as well. Birdsong getting his touches. I wonder if it's because he has that 5'11 frame. Last week is a 5'8 frame in Ventura that Mount Tech had difficulty with in Stanton.
1st and 10 here. Plant pressured and it's batted down. Once again, the Mounties in the face of the Chaffey College quarterback, Levi Plant. Was that one of the brothers again?
That was Aloisi.
It was Aloisi.
6'7", 265 out of Portland,
That
Oregon.
is a big man on the defensive end position for the Mounties.
No real room right there
Well,
on that last
Levi
pass attempt.
Plant, he's 6'4", 217. He's a big guy himself, but 6'7". Basically like he got his layup attempt blocked. Basketball. Plant pressure here, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to take off and run. Gets across the 45, gets into Mountie territory before he's dragged out of Mount to the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4 for the Panthers. Levi Plant, I got to admit, he does a great job of stepping up in the pocket and running the football when the play breaks down.
Yeah, he showed a lot of speed right there as he broke in a split second after deciding that his receivers were covered pretty intently there by the DBs and the safeties of Mount Sac. So he took off without any hesitation on the last carry.
3rd down and 4. Chaffey has it at the 49-yard line for Mounties. The Mounties lead 13-3, 13:45 left to go second quarter. Plant pressured, and he's going to go down to the backfield here. That was one of the brothers, Bryant.
CD Tama Avena again. It'll be like a broken record on this broadcast as he just continues to have such a great season defensively. He did have 8 total tackles last week and a sack as well. Make that 2 in the last 2 games.
That is a loss of 11 yards, courtesy of Tama Avena. Like you said, Brian, his 2nd sack in as many weeks. 1st of the night for the Mounties. They had 12 on the Ventura College quarterback, Jalen Brady, last week. Let's see if it's a high snap once again, but getting off the kick is Rigoberto Luna, but it's not a very good punt. The Mounties are going to get it here at their own 38-yard line to start. Already up 13-3, 12:55 left to go second quarter. And the Mounties, the defensive front, finally able to find Levi Plant in the backfield, and that was a huge hit and a huge loss.
A huge hit and a very big loss for the Panthers on that last play, but we'll see if the offensive unit now can find some sort of rhythm here as Allo and company are out on the field. I do not see Tolbert right now. Looks like Gates, if I'm not mistaken.
Tolbert so far in this game, 5 rushing attempts for 10 yards. We do have an official's timeout down in the field. Had to switch the balls out. The Clouds have kind of separated themselves from the hills and mountains, if you want to call them that, around Hilmer Lodge Stadium. So no rain like I had in the Bishop Gorman basketball game. It's troublesome to say the least because the flag flies in.
Unfortunate. I had pretty much the same type of weather last night.
I was SoCal. I'm happy that I don't have to go out of state for another broadcast.
And Ventura was our furthest.
It will be.
For these Mounties here.
State championship game, it switches back and forth every season between SoCal and NorCal, and it's in good old SoCal this year. So if the Mounties are fortunate enough to make it to that state championship game, we'll be right here.
Sounds good to me.
Great, especially with December, November, October approaching. It's officially fall, Brian.
You can never tell out here.
First and 15 after the false start penalty. Allo going to keep to the far side of the field and takes a big hit at the 35-yard line after a pickup of 2. The flag does fly in before he was brought down, and this might be a holding penalty against the Mounties. Penalties starting to rack up once again here for Coach Jabb's team, and sure enough it is. Holding.
Well, they had 16 last week in Ventura, so we'll see if Coach Jabb's and company made some adjustments so the teams, both offensively and defensively, can kind of settle down and just play the hard-nosed football that they're so accustomed to here at Mount SAC.
Mounties are used to this. First and 25 here for Mount SAC. Ball at their own 23. They lead 13-3 here with 12.5 left to go in the second quarter. 4 receivers set, 2 stacked on each side. It's a draw. That's Gates, the freshman, who gets across the 25-yard line to the 29 for a pickup of 6. Tony Gates, Brandon Wilson, Amaris Tolbert, Aaron Bonds. They've all gotten carries out of the backfield tonight for Mount SAC. Not to mention Justin Allo. He can run the football as well. The Mounties are not afraid to run the football down your throat. 2nd and 20 after the 6-yard pickup on the ground from the freshman running back Gates. 4 receivers set once again for the Mounties. Allo drops back to pass, looking and overshoots his man. That time he was going for Tredante Hill to the near side of the field. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 20 for Mount SAC at their own 28.
Well, you know, they've been trying a lot of defense or offensive schemes here against this Panthers defense, and they haven't had any fluidity so far. And, you know, getting stopped was Gates on that last one, and then that pass attempt out sailed over the top of his receiver. So we'll see what they decide to go with here on 3rd and 20 here, Chris.
Upset-minded Chaffey looking for the big stop on 3rd and 20. 4 receivers set here for the Mounties. Hill in the slot. Allo drops back to pass, faces pressure, throws to the far side of the field, and the pass is hauled in by Antoine Anderson, but he's still about 7 yards short of the sticks. And Christian Fulham, in this Mountie special teams unit, going to come out for the 3rd time tonight to punt it away. Chaffey's going to get the football back.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to the Chaffey's defense. Panthers are playing some pretty good defense here, and they're stopping Allo on all cylinders, and they're hitting those gaps to stop.
Well, the penalties killed that job.
Well, the penalties as well, but the Panthers are still doing their job on the defensive end, and we'll see if Allo and company can kind of get some. I keep talking about momentum or a little bit of offensive flow here. We haven't seen it by either team, so I'm waiting to see that from Mount SAC.
High spiraling kick off the boot of Fulham. And a fair catch is called for and made right at the 20-yard line by Michael Robert. So Chaffey, they'll start at their own 20, trailing by 10. 13-3 Mount SAC, 10:58 left to go in the second quarter. And Christian Fulham will just keep booting them away all night. He's a fantastic punter.
He's a great punter, and let's not. And, I'm not saying the defense hasn't been playing great for Mount SAC. They've been playing phenomenal,
but not as phenomenal.
Not as they're just playing spectacular. They're not playing phenomenal. So, they can stop them all night long. And as far as it goes, they're still going to win this game if they continue to hold Chaffey here. But there's a long way until the game's done here, as there's a flag on the play.
Legal formation call against Chaffey. That'll back them up to their own 15. It's going to be a 1st and 15. If you're Chaffey College, you come in to Hilmer Lodge Stadium, Mount SAC, the #1 team in the state of California. You can't afford to make any mistakes.
Yeah, they did the first mistake as they gift wrapped the ball there after a high snap, and that was inside the 5-yard line for Omaris Tolbert to really punch that in for the first score of the game.
Also had a couple of costly holding calls. 1st and 15. Plant drops back to pass. Ball's in the air after it goes in and out of the hands of his intended target. Second time tonight, the tight end, Austin Beltram, was unable to hold on to the football.
He's slow to get up.
Incompletion.
He is slow to get up after that last hit. He dropped the ball for a reason. As the defense was all over him. I did not see exactly who kind of wrapped him up on that last play there. But if you're Chaffey, you want to continue what's been going good for you, and that's been Birdsong. I'm kind of unsure why they kind of strayed away from the last couple drives here.
The bird song can't be heard as well up here in the mountains as it can. Yeah. Did you get that one?
Yeah.
You got that. Well, the good news here for Chaffey College is their tight end Carter was able to walk off of the field on his own power. After the incompletion, it'll be 2nd down and 15 for Chaffey College. The ball rests at their own 15-yard line. 13-3, Mount SAC. 10:53 left to go, 2nd quarter. 3 receivers set for the Panthers. The lone back is Nick Birdsong. Snap is back and throwing this time and completing this time. But fumbling this time, and it's picked up by Taekwon Glass, and he gets all the way down to the Chaffey 3-yard line.
Taekwon Glass with a big fumble recovery there for the Mountains. Another big play for this unit here on the defensive side for the Mounties.
Well, sorry to cut you off there, Brian, but has it been a tough night or what for that tight end unit for the Chaffey College Panthers? You just had Trayvon Carter, the backup tight end, off of the field with an injury. Now you have Austin Beltran, who's dropped 3 passes. He just fumbled that one, and now he's down on the near side of the field.
Well, that was a huge hit by the Mountie defense there as he went feet over his head, and
he took a tumble.
Took a big tumble there.
He fell down the mountain.
Let's hope that he's okay after a big play by the Mounties defense and a cough-up by their tight end there of the Panthers.
So Taekwon Glass, we've been waiting to say his name all year long. The very talented freshman safety at Amur High School in Pasadena, California, picked up the fumble and brought it back to the Panther 3 as the medical staff of both Chaffey College and Mount SAC as well still attending to the injured tight end Austin Beltran on the field right now. And it has just been an absolutely tough, I guess that's how I'll put it, day for the tight end unit for the Chaffey Panthers.
But here's where Mount SAC is a dangerous team, and they're ranked #1 in the nation for a reason. If they can't get you on the run game, they can't get you in the pass game, they can get you defensively, they can get you on the special teams. They've already blocked a field goal attempt. They've recovered a turnover inside their 4-yard line, and they've also caused another fumble here. So Mount SAC is dangerous in all facets of their team. They haven't been able to get it going offensively yet in this game, so they look to their defense and special teams, and they come out with a huge turnover there.
The turnovers are destroying Chaffey College so far in this game. You go and take a look back at the punt, or what should have been a punt, off the boot of Rigoberto Luna of Chaffey College, and the snap went over his head, and the Mounties got it at the Chaffey College 5, and Omaris Tolbert did the rest, punched it in. And now you're looking at a situation, if you're Mount SAC, you're up 10, You haven't exactly dominated this game on both sides of the ball, but you just got to go 3 yards, and all of a sudden you're up by 3 possessions, 17 points.
Yeah, it would be ideal for the Mounties to